Hello all. I said I was going to do this, so let's make it happen. I am not videoing myself this evening because I just came in from outside and it's very humid here and I look horrible. So I'm not going to show myself, but I'm going to show you how to make a really quick and easy pasta dish that everybody in my house enjoys. So this is very simple. It's like one of the easiest recipes that you'll be working with. We're going to take a large box of pasta that has already been cooked. I split it in half because it's like I think it's a 1 pound pasta box. And this is penne, so I have gone ahead and gotten it out, and I added a little bit of olive oil to it because I just like the way that it takes care of the texture on the pasta. It keeps it from sticking and just gives it a little extra flavor. I have diced up an onion, celery, and some squash, and next I'm just going to put that in there. Now you can add anything to this or omit anything that you want. It's whatever you prefer. So once I get that in there, I'm just going to stir it around just a little bit just to kind of get it incorporated with the pasta. Keeping it simple. That's what we like. Okay. Now I'm going to take 1 can of sweet peas. And I'm sorry about my lighting. We don't have our fixtures up yet, so the lighting in the kitchen's kind of off, and I do apologize. I have a secondary light coming in, so we're gonna go ahead and get that mixed in. And I know my bowl's probably a little small for what I'm doing, but we're going to eat this with dinner tonight, so I'm sure the majority of it will be gone pretty quick. Now you can either make this with canned chicken, or you can use canned tuna fish. I do use it for tuna fish, or I do use tuna fish, excuse me. So, but this time I'm going to use a can of the Great Value chunk chicken breast. So we're going to go ahead and get that in here. I am going to kind of separate that as much as I can. Now my people like to take a bed of lettuce and put this all over it and eat it that way with a slice of tomato. It's really, really good, I have to admit. Kind of like a little salad. But once we get this incorporated, oh no, I am so sorry. Making a mess. That's part of cooking. You're never gonna have a perfect kitchen when you're cooking. Sorry. Don't care. Martha Stewart, Paula Deen, all of them that have that perfect kitchen. Yeah, no. It's all because of the people in the background cleaning up right as they go along, because let me tell you, I've seen chef's kitchens before and they are pretty rough until they get done with their dishes. Then they go back and clean because it's just in their breeding. So once I get that incorporated, now give me just a second. I gotta grab a spoon. Key bonding agent here. Good old mayonnaise. I'm sorry, I'll scoot this over a little bit. Alright, we take about 2 good scoops of mayonnaise. I'm gonna put that in there and slowly just combine it together. Now, I fixed these noodles in my Instant Pot. Took about 3 minutes. I just throw them in there, put it on high pressure, make sure that they're completely covered with a little extra water, so that way you don't have any issues with them sticking, because if you don't have enough water in your Instant Pot, it's going to do one of two things. It's going to stick together and turn into a massive clump, or the forbidden marker comes across the front of your Instant Pot that says burn. You never want to see the burn pop up on your Instant Pot. That is not a good thing. That means you do not have enough water in there or enough liquid, and you will wind up scorching everything that you're working hard to make. So it's kind of a lost cause at that point in time. You can even add more water to it, but once that burn comes up, it's over with. Don't matter what you're doing, who you are. Even the best people make that mistake sometimes, thinking, I'll steam this. No, it doesn't work that way. I think I need a little bit more mayonnaise in that. It's better to start out small and get larger. So that's what I did through high school. Started out small, had kids later in life, then I got larger. Probably because I cook like this all the time. That's my fault, I guess. I'll have to take responsibility for that. And you'll probably hear my family come into the kitchen ever so often. That's something else everybody has to get used to while you're cooking. And especially if I'm going to try to make videos, they're going to come into the kitchen. That's just how it rolls. And that was my husband. He's grunting at me because he's ready to grill some brats and hot dogs. And I think he's looking for them, which I have them sitting over here on the other counter. So he can come in and get them. I do not mind. I'm not going to bite him. So now that I've got that together, I want to add my favorite seasoning, Cracker Boy. If you haven't gotten this yet, sorry, got to turn it where you can see it. If you have not gotten any of this, you really need to. Go out to crackerboy.com. It costs a little bit more than most seasonings, but you'll find out why. I ordered this in bulk because it is delicious. So I am going to add that. And believe me, with this, a little goes a very long way. So I just sprinkle across the top and incorporate that. You will not need a whole lot of it because everything you got in here, it gives it the flavor it needs. I'm just kind of incorporating. And once we get all of this incorporated, all you have to do is put it in the refrigerator. I like to refrigerate it for about 30 minutes before eating. You can go ahead, and what I did tonight was fix the pasta. We had to go to a graduation party, so I fixed the pasta before we left, got it into that other bowl that you saw, left it covered in the refrigerator so it was good and cold when I got back. And of course, you know, now it won't have to sit in the refrigerator as long. So we can have this with our brats and hot dogs tonight as a side item instead of the French fries or the tater tots or the potato chips, those kind of things. This is a little better for us than that. And I realize during quarantine period, we need stuff that's a little better for us. So that's why we're going for this tonight. And then tomorrow, I'll show you how I make another type of pasta. It's an Italian pasta. And I'm doing it from my cabinet. I am not getting any kind of additional stuff to go into. My family's making me laugh. I apologize. They're off in the head. But isn't everybody's? The pasta that I'm making tomorrow, it can have more ingredients in it, but I'm just going to kind of settle with what I have on hand until I get my large grocery haul, which I plan on picking up Tuesday evening. No, sorry, Wednesday evening. I set the time for Wednesday evening, and or Wednesday morning. I will be picking up, and hopefully then I can go through and do a larger grocery haul with everybody, because it's my big one. I haven't bought real groceries in probably a month and a half, I guess. I've done a little pickup here and there because the kids always go through stuff, drinks, snacks, stuff like that. So that I do have to pick up. But this is everything. Plus, I am going tomorrow to order my meats from our local grocery store so that we have that to start cooking with. So you'll get to see some of my freezer meal prepping this week. I hope I do a good job at it. I've never really done any of this. Really, the only people that ever see me cook are my kids. They walk in and say, "What are you doing?" And then usually my son jumps right in and wants to help. My daughter, she's like, "I know how to cook. I'll let y'all at it." So sometimes I can get her involved. It just depends on what she's doing because she is a avid reader and she likes to sit in her room and read as many books as she can possibly read, which I'm proud of because it makes her smart. But my son is learning his life functions because he's a junior in high school this time, and he's going to have to know how to do this when he goes to college. So he needs to know how to live. Well, anyway, that's how I made my pasta salad tonight. I hope everybody enjoys it. Try it out. It's very simple. You can add to it or take away from it, whatever you want to do, but this is just the basics of what I put in it. Makes it quick and simple. So go ahead and try it and enjoy.